And now, your Billy Wood Honda forecast first.
A little bit of cloud cover and even patchy drizzle kind of trapped in the southern parishes this morning, and some spots a little bit warmer than others. And I say warmer and use that term quite loosely because we're in the mid-40s in most locations, with the exception of Camden. They're at 32, where we've started to see a little bit of clearing, and that gradual clearing should overtake the area as all that leftover moisture squeezes east as we go through the day. And we should see some sunshine with daytime highs eventually reaching the low end of the 60s. But the big weather maker is coming for Thanksgiving Day. More on that in just a little bit. That's your forecast first. NBC 10 News Today starts now.
Live from the NBC 10 Broadcast Center, this is your ArkLaMis news source. Voted Station of the Year and Best Newscast by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters. This is NBC 10 News Today.
Good morning. Thank you for waking up with us today. I'm Maya Hutchins. I'm Hunter Elise.
And I'm Jared Floyd.
And we are taking a look at our hometown hellos. We have Alan saying good morning from Crossett, Wanda saying good morning from Dubach, and Quint says good morning from Caney Lake. Are you a ham or a turkey person for Thanksgiving? Oh.
That is a very, very good debate. We were both in our family.
Yeah, we always had both as well. I don't know which one I would prefer more though.
Probably turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah. I was always a turkey fan. I preferred turkey over ham at Thanksgiving. Pretty much a turkey over ham guy any day of the week, but we always had both.
Yeah, we always had both, but I think I'm a turkey fan too.
We never had ham. I had it when I didn't eat at home on Thanksgiving, but I never, like my parents never made it.
Now, when it comes to leftovers, fried ham sandwiches are the best. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you take a slice of ham, throw it in the skillet with some oil, and you fry it. That's it. And you just throw it on a sandwich. It's pretty delicious. Anyway, if you don't try that, then you're missing out on the best part of leftovers for Thanksgiving. Let's take a look at the commute cast this morning. We'll go ahead and give it a green light, although there is some cloud cover in and around across the area, so just be aware of that as we head out and about through the course of the day. Aside from that, it's not going to really impact your travel as you move through the ArkLaMis this morning. And of course, with some big travel days today and tomorrow ahead of Thanksgiving Day, I-20 moving smoothly. I think everything in terms of flight-wise, everything should be fine this morning for much of the southern United States. That will not be the case perhaps later this week. We'll talk about the rain chances for Thanksgiving Day and beyond in the full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jared. New this morning, lawmakers from all corners of the state are starting to file bills they want to see passed when the legislative session starts in January.
NBC's Anna Darling shares more as the start of the Arkansas session will start with a new governor and a Republican supermajority.
So much that happens in a legislative session.
The midterms are behind us, and now we turn towards 2023, which means the next legislative session at the Arkansas State House.
We actually are in what we call a regular session, which is odd-numbered springs, and that goes back to the Constitution of 1874.
The session lasts from January through the end of April. Misty Orpin with Common Ground Arkansas says a lot happens in that short time period.
They're going to file thousands of bills, right? That doesn't mean that they're all going to get passed into laws.
Now is the time that legislators can file bills early. As of Monday, 12 bills had been filed ranging from health reform to tax credits to public safety.
You know, that's a cornerstone of what the incoming governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, has talked a whole lot about is public safety. And so the first bills were about sentencing reform and parole reform.
U of A political science professor Janine Perry says now is an interesting time in Arkansas politics when you consider the state's history.
We're basically back to where we were in the 1990s in terms of how lopsided the party distribution is.
Except now Republicans have that supermajority, which Perry says can lead to divisions with how the party moves forward.
Really socially conservative Republicans might run up against the more economic and practical Republicans, because when you got an umbrella, I guess a team that big, you see some sort of fissures.
Both Perry and Orpin say now is an important time for people to stay plugged in to state politics.
Because the truth is that most public policy in most states, including Arkansas, is about to happen right now.
It is so important to hold our state leaders accountable because so much is delegated to the states that impacts their everyday lives.
Anna Darling reporting. The Ouachita Parish Police Jury takes a vote for the purchase of a new Ouachita Parish Library main branch building instead of renovating the existing branch. The proposed budget to purchase the new building, $2.8 million to renovate the main branch. It was estimated $6 and $8 million. President of the Police Jury, Shane Smiley, says the renovation of the new building will be completed at a much faster pace without having to shut down the library. The new building is located over on Oliver Road, and it will be a lot more accessible to residents, including a much bigger parking space.
The entrance into the library is in a much less congested corridor. The library will be all on one level. This is something that we're excited about. I think the people of the parish will be excited about. Ultimately, we're trying to meet their needs. We have the funding in place to renovate the building and make it what I think the people of the parish will be very, very proud of.
Smiley says the long-term investment will begin once the building is officially purchased.
In El Dorado, an online petition has been created for the Barton Library's children's director who was laid off last week. The library says she was fired as a result of the millage increase proposal that voters failed to pass during the midterm elections. Residents are now urging anyone in the community to sign an online petition for immediate reinstatement. The petition link can be found on our website, myarklamis.com.
Well, DOTD employee in Baton Rouge was stabbed by a man after he pulled over to help someone on the side of the interstate.
And as NBC's Shannon Hecht reports, while police shot and killed the suspect, the DOTD worker died from his injuries.
On I-10 West near LA 415, Daryl Guillory stopped to help a stalled vehicle. Soon after, West Baton Rouge deputies responded to a report of a man being attacked. And once they arrived, they shot the suspect to end the threat. But the attacker and Guillory died later in the hospital.
Yeah, he did his job and he did it well. And that's what he did yesterday. Unfortunately, circumstances beyond his control terminated in a different way.
Sean Wilson, the secretary of DOTD, says the department would often get calls about the reassurance Guillory would give when he stopped to help people. He was previously a Baton Rouge police officer and joined the Motorist Assistance Patrol in 2017.
Gave his life in service to others, first as an officer and then as a Motor Assist Patrol. And I am so grateful for his service, but I'm saddened by the fact that he's not going home and that his family is going to have the void for some time to come.
Wilson says nothing like this has ever happened to one of the MAP units. They're usually looking over their shoulders to avoid being hit by distracted drivers. Now they will do a review of the incident to offer any help to workers.
And it's a sorry state of affairs when we have people who I would consider angels of the highway to have such a tragic accident where a gentleman lost his life. A family's never going to be the same again.
Now a community mourns a figure who once provided comfort to those stranded on the side of the road.
Shannon Hecht reporting. Monroe police continue to search for the suspect involved in a fatal hit-and-run case from December of 2021. The suspect is accused of fatally striking Janice